So Spirit just went out of business at 3 in the morning, 17,000 jobs gone, and every single flight was canceled. What happened? So everyone's blaming fuel costs and block mergers, but I think they're forgetting about one thing. Spirit didn't die last night. See, Spirit died the day it decided that being cheap was the brand. So for years, this was actually a pretty smart move. You take everything away, you charge dirt cheap tickets, and then you charge for every little thing. But the moment that the other airlines launched basic economy, they basically stole Spirit's whole thing without the bad rep. And when someone takes your only differentiator, you're just another price tag with a crappier experience. Now, to their credit, they tried building a brand. Bright yellow planes, wings that said howdy, absurd TikToks, but it didn't matter if the experience still sucked. And at some point, they even leaned into being the bad guy. They created a website where you could drop your complaints in exchange for miles. But eventually, the joke became the reality. See, you went from being the scrappy cheap option that's kind of funny to the airline that most people are embarrassed to be on. But despite that, they still had a pretty loyal customer base, mainly because Spirit wasn't serving budget-conscious millennials hunting for a deal. See, it was for the person that the airline was too ashamed to serve. The person for whom a $39 flight meant seeing their family or staying home. But instead of championing that person, Spirit extracted every last penny from them because they knew that customer wasn't going to go anywhere else. But if they had shown up for that customer, given them the best possible experience at a truly cheap price, this would be a completely different story. Instead, inflation hit, costs went up, and you were paying just as much for a decent airline as you were for Spirit. So of course the demand crashed because Spirit had nothing else to offer but a cheap flight at a time when it wasn't even cheap anymore. But the thing is, that customer is still up for grabs. Someone is going to step up and serve them, and whoever that is can't make them feel embarrassed about flying cheap. My bet's on Southwest. What do you got?